Hey everybody, how's my buddies today? I got lots of buddies. Come on in here, it's tea time. And it's this time. I have my teapot right here. And we're going to pull something out of our teapot to discuss today. I remember a long time ago, Leanne had some cards that she had printed up, or a sheet of things, but it was discussions to have at the dinner table. How to get your family involved in the dinner table. Leanne, do you remember those cards you had that time where or maybe it was an automatic download that you had that gave everybody topics to discuss at the dinner table, and it was kind of fun. You'd come up, especially if you've got children and you don't know what to talk about. So it was some things to discuss, and that's making a list of things you can discuss at the dinner table could be a fun way to get the conversation started, especially if you leave your phones in the living room. Have a basket for your electronic devices, phones preferably, but little game things and stuff too. Put it in the basket before you go, and they all have to be muted where you can't hear them. Anyway, get on in here. We got a few people when we hit 200, and maybe we'll hit 200. I don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth, but hopefully, yes, you still have them. That's interesting that I thought of that. But we got a topic here. We're going to draw a topic out of our little hat or our little teapot. I have my tea. How about you? I have a fish cup today. I like my fish cups. So I'm going to reach in here. And do I have one or two? I have one. So I'm going to set things up for tomorrow afternoon, because tomorrow afternoon is Sunday afternoon, and we only do one show on Sunday. Just one show. No phone at the table. That's a good idea. I keep mine in my purse. I have a little purse that just holds my phone, and it stays in my purse unless Robert wants me to look something up or the weather gets bad. Okay, I have our topic. I just love the things that come out of our teapots and our wise old owl. Okay, here we go. Here is our topic for today. Speaking to ourselves in love. Sometimes we are our own worst enemy when we talk to ourselves. We say ugly things to ourselves. There's so many the ugliness that comes out of our mouths and we're saying it internally to ourselves, and that's why we have to change that conversation. This is part of the body clutter that's going on in our heads, that we have to turn those negative voices around from the hatefulness that we say to ourselves. I mean, this is what I figured out on that January 1st, where I decided I was going to get organized. And I had Pam and Peggy's card file system. It's the only thing that had ever worked for me in my whole life. And so I took that card file system, but I was obsessive compulsive. I thought if one card would work, 500 cards would do better. I didn't have a little 3x5 card file box. I had a tray. Like you would have in an old library, a bibliography file. And it was awful. So I took those cards and I started sorting those cards into piles. Daily, weekly, monthly, because they were different colors, yellow, blue, and green. And I started sorting those cards, and then I got the daily cards was a big stack. And I'm thinking, I can't do that. I can't do 50 cards. So I thought, oh my, I'll make a list. Yep, we love lists. It was the front and back of a piece of paper. And I thought, I can't do that. You know what my granny always said? Can't, never, could do anything. So I decided right then and there I would pick one thing to practice for a whole month, because I realized that I was beating myself up because I couldn't do this whole list of things. I do a whole lot more than 50 things a day now, but I realized I had never established a habit, because I didn't read the page in Pam and Peggy's book that said when one of the cards becomes a habit, you can throw it away. Nope, I didn't read that card. So as I was sorting through all these cards, I decided that I needed to make another resolution. Not just get organized, whatever that was. I needed to come up with another resolution. I had to be kind to me in the process. Yeah, 2 powerful resolutions on that New Year's Day. And you know what they say in the South? Whatever you do on New Year's Day, you're going to do it every day for the whole year. Isn't that a wonderful thing? But in the South, we don't do dishes. We don't wash laundry. And that just sets us up for more failure. So my 2 resolutions on New Year's Day was to be kind to me and to get organized and practice one habit. And that one habit for January was keeping my sink clean and shining. Now, other things got done, but as I practiced that one habit, all of a sudden, shining that sink had me emptying the dishwasher as soon as the dishes were done. I mean, immediately. And then it had me wiping down the countertops and getting rid of things on top of the counters. And cleaning the stove and the oven. And then I had this yellow linoleum floor, and I scrubbed it, and it looked pretty. And my whole kitchen looked pretty. Even though it was a one-butt kitchen, it was pretty. And when your kitchen is clean, you don't mind getting in there and cooking. So, as Leanne and I have said for a long time, I can help you get your kitchen clean, and she can help you get dinner on the table. And together with those 2 things, just like my 2 New Year's resolutions, together they worked, because I eliminated the negative talk that I gave to myself. Leanne and I were working on our affirmations that we were writing the other day. And her first draft, and you always need an editor. It doesn't matter who you are, you always need an editor. Sometimes it's the midnight editor that comes to you while you sleep to help you make a decision. That's the Holy Spirit working. But other times it's your best friend. And you say to yourself, as you read your affirmations to your friend, she says, well, maybe you could change this up. Or maybe we could do this. Well, Leanne had the word N-O in her affirmation. I said, do away with the no. Let's do away with the negative. Let's only say positive stuff to ourselves. And that's what our little speaking to ourselves in love. Being kind to ourselves. Loving ourselves. That's what flying's all about. I never dreamed that I would be able to mentor one person, much less the millions that have come through our door and onto our website. I mean, every month there's so many people that show up at our website. But we can help. We can help you. Even if it's just, if I can change the way you speak to yourself. You speak to yourself so horribly. We've got to change that. We've got to change it. So let's drink to being kind to ourselves with loving words and gentle nudges to get us moving. Oh, my tea is really hot because it went to a boil and it didn't stop boiling. I hope my automatic tea kettle isn't broken because I love that thing. Mm. So practicing those two habits in January, they stuck. They stuck. I never say an ugly word about myself. Yeah, I totally am. I'm not going to turn my back to the camera anymore when we're doing a video together. But one day, I'm going to be thin. I am thin. And I'm going to eat and act like a thin person. I am eating and acting like a thin person. That's my affirmation. I'm going to see it happen. I have faith. Hebrews 11:1. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. The skinny hadn't showed up on my butt yet, but it will be there. And you just have to laugh. So, folks, let's enjoy our time together by lifting one another up, speaking kind words to yourself. I know it's not unnatural. It isn't. It's all about loving yourself. Let go of your anger. We talked about that this morning, letting go of the past. Don't wish your life away. Be focused on today. What can you do today that's going to make things a little easier tomorrow? For me, I'm moving my teapot back and forth. I'm changing out the mop pad on my mop after I do the floors, so I'm ready to go. I'm making it easy on myself. When you go to start dinner tonight, pull something out of the freezer for tomorrow. And then you don't have to do a speed defrost. Leanne taught us how to do that at 1 o'clock. So folks, what can you do today that's going to make things a little bit easier tomorrow? I'm not going to have a show in the morning because it's church time. And I don't want to pull people away from worship. So let's focus on loving ourselves, being kind to ourselves with actions. You know, you can talk about finally loving yourself all day long, but unless you say kind words to yourself, it's not going to be it. It's not going to be it. So we have to use actions to speak kindness into our heart. And when we say kind things to ourselves, it sets us up to say kind things to other people. Today I was checking out Twitter, and Bill Pulte, Pulte, at Pulte, he needs followers because he has turned the cesspool. Somebody spell cesspool for me, because that's what Twitter has been, is a cesspool of hatefulness. I don't ever read comments, but this man has turned the cesspool of Twitter into a kindness foundation, doing good deeds to others. And today he asked, how has what we've been doing on Twitter inspired your life? Well, what he has taught me is that one person can make a difference. One person. He has made a difference. Our tea times have made a difference. It may just be one person that likes them, but they've made a difference. They've changed a negative thing into a positive thing. And he has inspired me. And if you're not following him on Twitter, he's the only person you need to follow, because he's doing such wonderful things to help people. He's got 500,000 people following him now. 500,000 people. He wants to have 1 million. He wants to have 2 million. But he is helping others in little ways. He's pulling people together to donate and give to others. He's doing the presentations. He is loving his fellow man. And he has a great idea about cleaning up blighted neighborhoods in cities all over the world. I think the first city that he worked in was Detroit, Michigan, and that's where I was born. Detroit. He's changing things. He's helping others with the cesspool of society, Twitter. Now he's turned an ugly thing into a beautiful thing. And we can turn ourselves into a beautiful thing by letting go of the negativity. Letting go of the ugly words we say to ourselves. The can't, never, could do anything, or I don't have time. We can change those simple little thoughts. We can get out of our pity parties and do something to help another people. To help another person. He is the owner of Pulte Homes. Yep, I think his dad started the business, but he is the blight authority. So follow Bill, and he is just at Pulte, Pulte, and he is changing the world on Twitter. One simple act of kindness at a time. And he's inspired other people to give and to do and to show kindness. And it starts right here. It starts with showing kindness to yourself. Day in and day out. It's actions, not just words. It's putting actions with those words. And that's what my affirmation is. I am thin. I am eating and acting like a thin person. How would a thin person do this? So folks, enjoy the rest of your evening. It's getting dark here. A funny thing happened a while ago. I looked out on the front porch and it was wet because it was raining on the front porch. And it wasn't raining on the back porch. I didn't have any raindrops on the back porch. Now that's funny when that happens. So here's to being kind to ourselves. Saying loving words to ourselves. Loving actions. Tomorrow we get a new pamper mission. Yep, we get a new pamper mission. But you need to pamper yourself every day. I have a little pamper bucket right here. And my little pamper bucket has some fun stuff in it. And maybe we'll talk about this tomorrow. I got some little stretchy bands to play with, to do some pull-ups, push downs, pull-ups, push downs, push and pulls. Yep. I've got a coloring book. I have some new watercolor pencils. I haven't used them yet. Maybe it's time. Tomorrow I may play with those a little bit. But it's got my fun stuff. It's got a calligraphy book. I always wanted to learn how to do calligraphy. It's got some nail polish. A manicure set. I broke a fingernail the other day at Leanne's. I was opening up a box with a microphone in it and just tore my fingernail all to pieces. We have to learn to be kind to ourselves in actions and words. I love you all, and I will see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Here's to finally loving yourself enough to do something good for yourself and to do something good for somebody else. Spread the love because it starts here. It really does. Drink up, ladies. That's wonderful. That is wonderful. I will talk to you tomorrow.